What's up, guys? Ryan here with Jet Patrol. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Iron Man Mark VII by Hot Toys. That's right, guys, Ryan back with another video today. Iron Man Mark VII Diecast, re-released Diecast version by Hot Toys. Special thanks to Sideshow Collectibles for sending this over for review. I will put a link to it in the description below if you'd like to pick one up for yourself. And spoiler warning, I would recommend it. First thing, let's just take a look at this box because, again, Hot Toys spares no expense on packaging and is absolutely beautiful. It's got this like matte finish on here with like the metallic gloss going on here with the printing going on there. Iron Man Mark VII. Look at this. It is beautiful. There you go on the back. And there's everybody responsible for making this thing happen. Unlike other Iron Man figures, this actually comes with a black styrofoam package. Usually they're like a light gray, which is kind of odd, but I like this one. I kind of dig it. I don't know that it really makes much of a difference, but it does look good. When you unbox it, you pull this little styrofoam piece off, you're going to have, this is where the figure actually lays, we're going to have this. First off the bat, I got to show you this thing. This head sculpt, let me see if I can zoom in here for you guys. This head sculpt is next level. This is the extra Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. head sculpt, which we've seen before, but the paint apps are next level. I mean, look at this. These are actually like little die-cast metal pieces going on here. Look at this. You see all the reflective going on. I mean, it's just amazing. Got some battle damage going on. This is why I love Hot Toys figures right here. The level of detail, the paint apps are amazing, and just love it. This is obviously the battle damage sculpt going on here, and just all the way around, that's obviously where it pegs into the body. But look at this thing. It is a beautiful, beautiful rendition. The faceplate actually looks something like this, and a lot of people don't pay attention, but the inside of the faceplate, there's actually detail going on there. Two magnets, pops right on here if you like. And let's see if we can get it back there. There we go. So yeah, there we go. There's your battle damage faceplate and head sculpt if you choose to use this one. This is the one I prefer. There's another one that comes on the figure that is just a LED light up function, but I prefer this one. If you want, you can have the open mass sculpt if you just pop this piece off here. It's actually a somewhat strong magnet, but you can have him just kind of looking like this. This is how I've had him displayed for the past couple weeks, and I think it is a great way to display it. So there is the head sculpt. Inside the box, we have a set of repulsor blast hands. You're pretty much going to get the same hands we get with every single Iron Man figure right here. So these light up once you get the placed onto the socket, onto the arm. They're built at a 90-degree angle, so it plugs in, and you can have them going pew, pew, pew. That's right, you get a right and left version of that. You are going to get the articulated hands as well, which I think most people probably use these. You can articulate each little digit, which if you are new to Hot Toys Iron Man figures, is a pretty cool piece. You can actually move each little piece around here. Pretty nice. In addition to the repulsor blast hands and the articulated hands, you also get these hands with a little pop-up laser. Be careful with this. It's on there well. It doesn't feel like it's weak, but if I could see that being broken for somebody. Right here, this is actually replacing a little laser effect that comes with it. We saw with some of the Neon Tech figures. Pretty cool set. We get a right and left version of that in the box. Like I said earlier, this thing has a ton of accessories, not just the extra hands, not the head sculpt, not just the light up head and everything else, but look at all this stuff. Look at all these change outs. So here are the laser effects we looked at earlier. I don't see me ever using these. These kind of make it feel more like a toy than it really is. So I don't see me using those, but somebody might want to. But look at all these change out. Now, part of this is for the pod mode that it comes into. We'll take a look at it later. But we have two sets of thigh armor. One for, obviously, for each thigh. But we have this one right here. And it also has a third set that's actually already on the figure. This set right here, these are the ones actually I've been using the most. I like these, and some people might go, well, that's kind of crazy. But the more weapons, the better. I mean, I think that's why a lot of people like War Machine. But look at the detail on this thing. So you're going to get a right and left one of these where the pop-up little missiles come out of the thigh armor. I think that's pretty nice. You get a right and left gauntlet as well. These are an extreme pain to put on and off the figure. I will tell you about that. They pop on. They just have two little pegs on the bottom and the top. The bottom one's not too tough. The top one, extremely difficult because it actually wraps. Let's see if I can get an angle here. It actually wraps around the arm. And it goes in tight, and it is difficult to get on and off. In fact, I thought I was going to break it a couple times, but it does look so amazing. It'd be kind of a crime to display it without this section. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. So you get a right and left version of that as well. You also get a right and left die-cast foot. Now this is for the pod mode. You actually take off the lower half of the leg, place these on there, and this is actually what it's for pod mode. So not much, there's really no articulation going on here. But it's just a piece you need if you want to put it in pod. Next up, you get a whole pile of batteries, which honestly are not that difficult to put in. The Mark 50 was much more a pain in the butt to put in, but these aren't bad. You get a little spatula tool for putting out parts and whatnot, and you get a screwdriver, which I never ever use because those things are garbage. But we do have, when you change it out into pod mode, you need this piece right here. So you have a pretty cool piece. Now, the battle damage chest plate here does pop off if you want to put on the figure. Some nice detail going on behind there. It does have a light up function, which if you want, you can use. This piece actually here just pops off just like that. Separates. And this is where you put in the batteries for this piece. And then there's a switch, so we can kind of flip the switch. There we go. There's your LED arc reactor going on. It's a pretty cool piece there if you want to use that. So there it is. So again, I think there's like 3 batteries that go inside there. This is magnetic chest plate here. We've seen this before in other figures, but anything battle damage is amazing, which is why I really, really like this figure. We also have some switch out shoulder armor. You see all these missiles and whatnot going on. I mean, look at the detail here, guys. Absolutely amazing. This is a little bit articulated. Don't go crazy with this because you can, if you bend this too far going up, you could have some issues with that, but don't do that. But again, detail there is amazing. Got a right and a left. We have a right and a left replace damaged shoulder armor. So you can change these out. And again, this is how I've had mine displayed since I got it. I've been changing out all these pieces, but I wanted you to see how it comes out of the box. So we got that going on. We got some extra pieces here for the pod mode. And again, for the pod mode, you have these cool little blaster rocket deals going on here, jetpacks. And pretty cool piece. So that's pretty much what comes in that. You also get a pretty awesome display base, which a lot of people said we've seen before, but who cares? It looks great for this figure. Got some road, got some oil stains from Avengers, and while they're fighting the Shatari, and that's pretty cool. Now this is a reused base. On the bottom there's a spot for batteries for LEDs, but they do not work, so do not bother with that. But it's a pretty cool piece, and nonetheless. And then of course we get our dynamic flight stand right here, which I have yet to use yet. You may not notice if you haven't seen other Iron Man figures, but this is a matte finish. If you looked at Iron Man Mark 50, we might break that out here in just a little bit to compare it, but it is a totally different paint job. Mark 50 is super gloss, super high tech, nanotech, the whole deal. This one's definitely a matte finish, and I can appreciate that very much. So there's a ton of articulated points going on here. We've got, there's actually a section of batteries here in the bicep here, but you're going to get a pretty decent amount of bend. If you want, you can go pretty far on there. This is the other set of hands. You're going to get a fisted hand with the right and left. But you can see the level of detail here, guys. The shoulder armor is an interesting piece. The Mark 50, I believe, and even the Mark 46 has this shoulder armor on like a spring. This, if I can get this in here, you see this little plastic piece. It's actually on there because you actually have to remove that part for a part of the pod mode. It scares me a little bit. I felt like I was going to break it a couple times, so be careful with that. But it does have a ton of articulation. You can kind of get it to wherever you want. Shoulder-wise, you can pop these out if you want to get a little more extension going on. You can do that, which is nice. You've seen that with pretty much every other Iron Man figure as well. So you're going to have a ton of articulation at the shoulder joint, the bicep, and of course the awesome elbow bend going on right there. So pretty well done by Hot Toys on that front. If you want to hide, this is one of the things. This piece right here, we looked at the one that has all the missiles on it. This only sticks on with one peg that is right, let's see if I can get that, right here. And it wants to come out very easily all the time. So if I had one gripe with it just starting off the bat, it'd be that this piece just not want to stay in there. And it doesn't matter if you have this one, the one that comes with it, which is without the missiles, or the one with the missiles. Both of them don't really want to stay on there all that well. But there you go. Arc reactor, again, this is the clean look. You can actually pop off these pieces right here on each side for the battle damage look. They come on the right and the left. So you can get that going on here. And of course you can pop off the chest plate right there. And you can change that out with the battle damage. And you can actually change that out with the battle damage chest plate if you want to, pretty simply right there. So that's pretty cool. You know, I've had, like I said earlier, I've had the battle damage stuff on pretty much the entire time. So I've kind of popped these pieces off, kind of left it open like that. For most of the time that I've had this. You do have, like other Iron Man figures, you have articulated thorax here. You can extend that out, get some more range of motion. And there again, look, there's another piece popping off. So that's the only, let me go ahead and take that off. It's one of those things that's, everything's got its little inconsistencies or quirks, and this is one of those things. But once you do that, guys, you can get a pretty nice, I mean, look at this. Look at this range of motion there. That is crazy to be able to, I mean, if you remember from, was it Iron Man 2? With Whiplash and Hammer Tech, and they had the guy that like twisted that far in testing, it didn't go so well. So it's pretty crazy amount of articulation. I can't think of a way you would actually physically want to move that far, but the fact that you can is actually pretty nice. Going down to the leg, you have, this is a nice touch, guys. Remember this? These little pop-out weapons? Look at this. Pretty sick on both sides. You got the little hip firers here. And these just do this, just pop them right back in. Pretty awesome. Flaps wise, you got these flaps here like other Iron Man figures, so you want to move those out of the way while you're maneuvering your figure. You can drop the legs down, give you some more articulation as well. And it actually does fairly well. It's an Iron Man figure. It's pretty nice. Again, the thigh armor here, this pops off. We got two other options, the one with the missiles popping off, and we have just a gold spot. These actually pop off relatively easy. Two keyholes right there. Yeah, pretty nicely done. And then as far as the knee joints go, you can actually get, again, double jointed knees. I'll see, there we go. Look at that. That's crazy. The articulation's nuts on that. One of the cool things and one of the scary things about this particular figure is actually on the lower leg. You've got these flaps that open up. If you remember from Avengers, had these all helping them fly and whatnot, all these little pieces. The one problem with this is they're very, very scary and delicate. Let's see if I can get this piece here. But you've got them on the inside, on the back, and on the outside of the thigh or the lower leg there. So that's a pretty nice piece. And then down here in the leg, this piece right here is giving me a little bit of a problem. I'm scared I'm gonna break that off. So be careful with that. It's on a hinge, and then right here at the front, this piece actually also opens up. But again, it's Iron Man, man. It's just beautiful. Absolutely well done. Moving on to the back. You do have some pretty cool pieces by here. Again, I took those pieces off. This right here is where the switch is for the arc reactor in the chest. See, there it is. So we'll put that off of there. The batteries don't last all that long, so be careful about that. But you can pop that right back on there pretty easily. These pieces right here are articulated somewhat. Not a lot where you want to actually, you know, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it probably goes a little further, but I don't really want to take the chance and break it. So it's one of those things. Again, back of the knees, you got the double jointed going on there. You got this piece. So overall, guys, absolutely beautiful figure. So I've got some of the accessories put on here as well. Put on the other head sculpt, put on the damaged shoulder armor, put on the damaged chest plate, put on the missiles. I want to show you how to put these gauntlets on because, like I said, they're a little bit of pain. I will tell you that using the tool, mine's broke by the way, using the little spatula tool, using the back end of this thing to go in through the wrist area to pop off the gauntlets has been the best bet for me. So if you're having issues with yours, go from the front wrist side of this thing and try to pop that off. Anyway, so let's go ahead and put this on. They are labeled on the inside right and left, so you just got to make sure you got the right one on the right side. But they're actually not that difficult to put on. It's taking them off that's the difficult part. That's the right, so this is the left, and they go on right quickly, just like this. So not too difficult at all. So there's one side there, and then let's get the right side on. And it's coming together very well. Let me put them back over here. So I'm having a lot of fun with this. I will tell you, like I said, the amount of accessories this thing is quite insane, as you guys have already seen. And I like it. So we'll put a little helmet on there. And let's take our missile launching little shoulder armor thing here. And like I said, these things, there's just one little hole there. They go right in there. It's just that they don't want to stay there. I don't know why, but it's just, maybe a magnet would have been a good choice to put right there. But once you get them in there, if you got it posed up, I mean, they're not going to just fall off on their own. It's just when you start maneuvering stuff around that causes a problem. So, oh, this is just like that. Just like that. All right, so after all of that, I've got all the extra pieces on here. I've got the new gauntlets on here. I put the hands back on there with the laser cannons. I've got the shoulder rocket deal going on here. Battle damage head sculpt, battle damage faceplate, rockets on the thigh armor, battle damage chest plate, and I popped off of the little pieces, the little coverage here for the gold armor underneath to show that. The level of detail, guys, it's Hot Toys, it's Iron Man, it's beautiful. I've got laid out here on the table all of the accessories you get after you've put this figure into pod mode. You get all this extra stuff. I mean, look at all these hands, look at these laser beams, thigh armor, arms, legs, heads. It's ridiculous, all so they could give us this. Look at this thing. It is crazy. That is pod mode. I've got to put it here on the display mount, so we'll go ahead and take them off of here for a second, give you guys a closer look. I mean, look at this thing. It is absolutely insane that they even thought to make this available in a 6-scale figure is next level. Absolutely next level. So there we are, guys, right there in pod mode. You can actually attach the laser beams that we got over here. They go right here in these little pieces right here. You can attach the arms. If you wanted to attach the arms, you could attach the arms going off like this. It is quite, it's an engineering marvel, honestly. No pun intended there. But look at this thing. So you can see we've got the torso here, the legs. We changed out the lower legs for this part here. We've got, this is an adapter piece that covers up the original arc reactor, which is actually beneath here. So it covers that up so you can actually see this arc reactor. And this does light up, as we saw earlier. We've got the lasers going right here. We've got these pieces which came off the back of the the back of the figure earlier. We got those put them in a different place right here. I mean, but look at this thing. I don't know if anybody would actually display it like this. But if you wanted to, you could. I don't know. You guys have to let me know in the comment section down below if you would display it like this. Me personally, I think you would have to have 2 of these. Because again, it's a shame to not display the figure with that awesome Robert Downey Jr. Head sculpt. And the battle damage pieces, just everything to go along with it, I think would be a shame. In fact, I've got it right here. And this is, I don't know. You guys let me know. Would you display this right here, which is cool? Or would you rather have this? For me, it's a no-brainer right here. Robert Downey Jr. head sculpt is on point. And it's going to take precedence over this guy right here, as awesome as this is. I brought out a couple more Iron Man figures to give you guys a little bit of comparison. I've got the Mark 50 from Infinity War, obviously the Mark 7 we're looking at today, and I've also got the Mark 46 concept, which prior to the Mark 7 was my absolute favorite. And I say was because the Mark 7 is just absolutely, it's beautiful. It is probably everything I want in an Iron Man figure. It's got all the accessories. It's got so many weapons on there, which I just like all the cool weapons. I'm a tech guy. I like that stuff. The amazing head sculpt, the paint, the battle damage, just the pod mode's awesome. If you guys saw earlier, I like the colors of it. Even with the, if you didn't have the silver pieces going on here, you could have the gold on there if you wanted it more like the Mark 46, which, like I said, is a beautiful figure. I don't know why this one's not getting more love. If you're able to grab the Mark 46 for a good deal, I would absolutely recommend that. The Mark 50 is sleek, it is nanotech, it is beautiful, but the Mark 7 for me better deal, better bang for the buck, the Mark VII. So I'll put a link to it in the description below. You can check it out at Sideshow Collectibles. It is available right now. Again, special thanks to them for providing this figure for review. It is pretty awesome. It is very, very awesome. And it's going to look great next to my War Machine Mark IV I've got, concept Iron Captain America, just all kinds of cool stuff. So guys, if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button. Let me know in the comment section down below which one of these is your favorite. Are you going to pick up the Mark VII? Would you display it in pod mode? Would you get two of them so you could have one of each? I don't know how you would play that out, but let me know, guys. I'd love to hear from you. As always, collect what you like. We'll see you next time.